I am Drakthir. I am older than the oldest stars you see, older than the constellations you worship, older than the foolish kingdoms that think they understand power. I have seen princes rise and fall, kings die in ridiculous ways, heroes stumble on their own capes, and now I am assigned to watch a human named Aldrich. Why him? Because the stars have a sense of humor, and apparently marrying my favorite princess, Elenia, requires a man who can't lift a sword without flinching. I do not intend to let him destroy her. Princess Elenia is spectacular, and I do not say that lightly. Her wings, yes, she has wings. Don't look at me like that. Humans are dramatic span the width of a small mountain. Her eyes burn like molten sapphire, and her hair, well, I've seen comets that pale in comparison. She is betrothed to Aldrich, the human. Aldrich is alive. That is all I can say for now. I hover above their engagement ceremony, invisible, of course, and prepare my sarcastic commentary. And the human fails immediately. Aldrich attempts to bow. He trips. He almost knocks over the ceremonial altar. I snort fire in silent laughter. Steady, human, I mutter, though I know he cannot hear me. Do try not to embarrass yourself before your bride. Or before me. But Princess Elenia just glances at him and smiles. This is worrying. She may have a soft spot for incompetence. Against all odds, Aldrich survives the ceremony. He tries to speak, flubs his words, and stumbles over noble etiquette. I expected disaster. Instead, he makes her laugh. Yes, the human makes my princess laugh. I blink my ancient eyes. I adjust my wings. I growl something threatening, and yet I am impressed. Not enough to stop roasting him endlessly, of course. The stars themselves conspire to test him. Bandits attack the royal caravan on its way to the palace. Aldrich wields his sword awkwardly, poorly, almost disastrously, and somehow he does not die. He protects Elenia. I snort. Even a blind comet could have done better, human, I say. But I am lying. He is. Promising. Somehow. I make a mental note to supervise him more closely. Aldrich survived his first bandit ambush. Barely. He's clumsy. His armor squeaks. His sword flails. And yet he shows courage. I observed him for a week from the clouds above the palace courtyard. He practiced, fell, got up, and practiced again. I growled in amusement. Yes, human. Struggle might just save your life. If luck finally smiles on you. Princess Elenia noticed. She smiled. She even gasped once, dramatically. I am still debating if I should intervene or just let her carry him off into marital bliss and imminent catastrophe. Courting a princess is tricky, and apparently a human courtier has zero concept of subtlety. Aldrich attempts to give her flowers. He trips again, crushing half of them underfoot. He blushes. She laughs. I roar quietly into the sky. Really, human? Flowers? Did you not see what happens when mortals try to impress dragons? The princess doesn't care. She smiles anyway. And I admit reluctantly that he has heart. Which is the worst kind of dangerous. Soon after, the royal kingdom is attacked. By dragons? No common thieves. Human greed, nothing grand. Aldrich fights. He moves awkwardly, yes. He stumbles. He is terrified. And he saves someone's life. Not mine. Not the princess's, though she watches. A child's. I blinked in surprise. Not enough to grant him my blessing, of course, but enough to whisper, Perhaps you are slightly less hopeless than I expected. He does not hear me, naturally. I am still skeptical. I make it my personal mission to monitor Aldrich's every misstep. He enters the palace library. He sneezes on a stack of ancient tomes. He trips over a rug. He accidentally sets a candle on fire. I hover invisibly and roar laughter into the rafters. Princess Ilenia sighs. He is trying, father, she says. Trying? He is attempting chaos with gusto, I reply. But she cannot hear me. Yet somehow Aldrich endears himself to my princess. He fumbles through conversations, bumbles with etiquette, and manages to blush at the right moments. Ilenia laughs. She touches his hand. She holds his gaze. I observe silently from above, smoke curling in frustration and amusement. By the stars, I mutter, I may actually like him. Not enough to stop roasting him endlessly, mind you, but like him, yes. Slightly. The human is now officially a part of the story. And my sarcasm is now officially necessary. Finally, the wedding day arrives. Princess Ilenia marries Aldrich. I hover above the ceremony, wings spread like a shadow of judgment. Aldrich trips on the ceremonial steps for the third time this week. I growl softly. Really, human, could you possibly be more ungraceful? Ilenia laughs, and I sigh. She may be hopelessly smitten. The human vows himself to her in the sunlight of 1,000 stars. I watch, unimpressed and concerned. Yet I notice. He speaks with honesty, courage, love. This is dangerous. Honeymoons with a dragon nearby are complicated. Aldrich tries to sail the royal ship. He nearly crashes into a meteor. He swears. Ilenia laughs again. I roar invisibly, shaking the sky. Do you ever pay attention, mortal? I bellow in my head. He is, as usual, oblivious. And somehow she adores him more. I shiver with reluctant approval. Months later, bandits attempt to kidnap Ilenia because apparently nothing is simple in kingdoms. Aldrich fights. He falters. He cries out. He nearly gets eaten by a cliffside dragon I politely did not introduce him to. And yet he saves her. By sheer luck? Courage? Perhaps both. I grudgingly admit, he is competent in moments of crisis. I shake my head, smoke curling. You were supposed to be dinner for the bandits, human. Instead, you survived. For now. Then, Elena gives birth to twins, Lyra and Kale. Lyra, fiery, clever, stubborn. Kale, quiet, strong, thoughtful. Aldrich panics. He drops the first diaper into a small fire. I snort in amusement. She is fine, Aldrich, I tell him, flying above the nursery, invisible. If anything, she might inherit patience from me. Unlike her father, he glances around, terrified. He does not see me. This is better. The twins grow quickly. Aldrich learns, slowly and painfully, how to change diapers, soothe cries, and survive the endless energy of dragon princess offspring. He earns respect cautiously. He earns my sarcasm. Endlessly, I hover above their family home, wings folded. You may not burn everything yet, human, I mutter. But don't get cocky. Ilenia smiles at him. I watch, sigh, and prepare for the next disaster. Adventure calls again. The kingdom is threatened by marauders from a distant star system. Aldrich volunteers nobly or foolishly. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I watch from the stratosphere as he charges into battle. He trips twice. He yells once. He accidentally disarms a bandit while running away. Impressive, human, I roar silently. You trip through danger with the grace of a drunken comet, but it works. Elenya flies beside him, wings blazing. She smiles at his bravery. I sigh and puff a cloud of smoke. Back at the palace, the third child is born, Torin, a boy. Bold, restless, curious, Aldrich panics. He cannot lift him properly. He sets a blanket on fire. I hover over the cradle, amused. You see, Aldrich, I say. Smoke curling in delight. Dragons may raise children without dropping them. You are not a dragon. Try not to kill him before he grows. Elenya laughs, and I notice she may be enjoying the entertainment more than she should. Later, a fleet of pirates attacks the kingdom's trade routes. Aldrich and I are on opposite ends of strategy. Me, burn everything that moves. He, maybe negotiate first. I watch as he attempts diplomacy. He almost succeeds, then trips over a rope and falls into a puddle of cosmic goo. I can't stop myself. I roar laughter. Truly, human, your clumsiness may be the most effective weapon in the galaxy. He glares at me or at the invisible threat I represent. Either way, he survives. Through chaos and danger, the family bonds. Aldrich grows slowly, painfully, and usually covered in minor burns. You may eventually become competent, human, I say. Do not assume this makes you less laughable. He gives a small smile. This is progress. By now, Aldrich can hold a sword without cutting himself, calm the twins during minor meteor showers, and make the princes laugh even when I scowl. The children can solve problems I didn't expect, outsmart minor threats, and charm the kingdom into near obedience. And I can admit, grudgingly, that the human is useful. The galaxy may still be dangerous, but at least this family is ready. Time, that relentless trickster, has passed. Lyra, Kale, and Torin are no longer toddlers. Lyra is clever enough to argue with me and win occasionally. I do not like it, but I respect it. Kale is quiet, disciplined, and strong. Torin is chaos incarnate. He smiles at danger, and danger shies away. And Aldrich is still fumbling through life. Only now, he's less likely to set things on fire. Most of the time, the three children encounter their first real threat. Sky pirates. Aldrich panics. He nearly runs away. I hover above, rolling my eyes. Really, human, you are supposed to protect, not audition for a comedic role. Elenya places a calming hand on his shoulder. The children, however, step forward. Lyra devises a trap. Kale blocks exits. Torin sets a small fire. Aldrich gapes. I snort. You see this, human? This is how it's done. Watch carefully. Maybe you'll learn by osmosis. The pirates are routed, and the children have saved the day. Months later, a diplomatic mission goes wrong. Aldrich is cornered by hostile envoys. For once, he acts without fumbling. He negotiates with patience, wit, and courage. I blink. Twice. Smoke curls nervously. Do not get smug, human. I warn him. I am still allowed to ridicule you. He smiles faintly. I expected nothing less, Dracther. Well played, mortal. Well played. Elenya looks at him with pride. I growl in sarcastic approval and silently note that he may survive a few more decades yet. The family settles into happiness. They travel, they laugh, they sometimes set minor portions of the palace on fire. I hover above, making careful notes. You know, Aldrich, I say one evening, if you ever thought you'd impress me. Surprise, you still do not, but you are less insufferable than expected. He chuckles. I'll take what I can get. Good, I snort. That's all you'll ever get. Years pass. The children flourish. Lyra studies the cosmos. Kale and Torin learn the lessons of courage and wisdom. Aldrich has finally learned basic competence, though he still trips occasionally and blushes under my scrutiny. I hover, amused beyond measure. You see, human, I say, smoke curling like a playful snake. I have endured millennia. I have watched stars die. And yet, somehow you have survived my ridicule, married a princess, raised children, and made it through life with minor catastrophic injuries. Congratulations, you are tolerable. Elenia laughs at me. The children roll their eyes. Aldrich groans. Perfect. Even a dragon can enjoy a little chaos, especially when it comes wrapped in love, family, and enough human stubbornness to make eternity interesting. I allow myself a rare small smile. And I remind Aldrich quietly, you may have survived me, but do not think this means you are safe from my sarcasm forever. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more stories.